All right, well, we are traveling to outer space today. Well, either we're traveling to outer space or receiving a message from outer space. I'm not really sure which. Say hi to my dog. Hi, Banjo. Hi, Banjo. Hi, Banjo. Yeah, you gotta get down. You gotta get down. Okay. Because we are doing a puzzle called Postcard from Mars. And I'm not sure if we're sending the postcard from Mars or we're receiving the postcard from Mars, but either way, it looks like a cool puzzle. But before we get to that, I want to remind you that I am trying to get to 500 subscribers so I can release my latest puzzle hunt, which should be a lot of fun. So make sure you subscribe and tell your friends to subscribe. If you are not subscribed, now is a great time to do that. Hey, hey, yeah, I know, you're excited. You're excited for the puzzle, aren't you? All right, so the rules on this puzzle are standard rules. So we have a gray circle that's an odd digit. We have killer cages. The digits inside the cages sum to the number in the corner. Digits cannot repeat in a cage, which is going to be important for that one and this one probably. Um, and then we also have this additional constraint of a knight's move, which I think I've done a puzzle with that before, I'm sure, but not for a while. We haven't done one on the channel. So knight's move restraint just means that two numbers can't see each other a knight's move away, like a chess knight's move. So if you had a digit right there in the red cell, chess knight's move is like the L-shaped thing. So you couldn't have that same digit in any of those cells either. So, and that's all that means. So that's all the rules. Link in the description as usual. You can give it a try if you want to, and let me know how you do with the puzzle. And I'm gonna give it a shot now, so we'll see how it goes. Start our timer there. So one thing I notice is this one doesn't have a total. So I'm gonna assume that cage is probably in there just for the can't repeat rule, which basically just is telling us that those two can't be the same. Because obviously these two can't be the same because they're in the same column. So I feel like this whole cage is just to tell us that those two aren't the same digit. Because I don't think it's going to give us any other information. But that's not really important right now, just to keep in mind that those two can't be the same, I guess. Let's see. Are any of these very limited? I mean, 20 is a little bit limited, but it still doesn't even have to have a 9 in it. It could be 8, 7, 5. 15, 14. 14 is a little bit limited. Do you have to have... No, you don't even have to have a 1 because you could do 2, 3, 4, 5 would be 14. 13. 13 has to have a 1 in it. Because like we just said, 2, 3, 4, 5, which would be the minimum if you don't have a 1, is 14. So 13 and 4 has to have a 1. And 6 is either 1, 5 or 2, 4. All right, let's see. 13 and 12 is 25. So these three are 20, which again, they have to be fairly high, but you could go as small as 3 because you could do 3, 8, and 9 to get 20. And these three are 20 because the whole row is 45 since it's the digits 1 through 9, by the way. I did 45 minus 12 and 13. I wonder, so does 13 doesn't have to have a 2, does it? What I was thinking is we have to have a 1 or a 2 in the 6 cage, right? If we know we have to have a 1 in the 13. If we knew there had to be a 2, we wouldn't be able to put the 1 and the 2 in here. But I think you can, so without a 2, you could do 1, 3, 4, 5, which is 13. So you don't have to have a 2, unfortunately. Oh, no, you do. You do have to have a 2. Because, yeah. Because you can't put a 2 in a 12 cage. It would have to be 2 and 10. And remember, these three sum to 20. And you can't put a 2 in 20 with 3 cells because the other two would have to add up to 18. They'd both have to be 9. So there is a 1 and a 2 in the 13 cage. There's a 1 or a 2 in the 6 cage. So whichever one is in the 6, the 1 or the 2, can't be in these 3 cells and must be there. So that is a 1 or a 2. And then and and that whatever number is in here, the 1 or the 2, has to also be in the 6 cage and can't be right there because of the knight's move. These two see each other by knight's move. So we can do that, and we know these two are actually the same. And I'm going to highlight those to remind me that they're the same because, potentially on a recent puzzle, I may have had two cells that had to be the same, and I called them a pair, which they were not. So, whoever pointed that out will remember that puzzle, I'm sure. So we know there's a 1 or a 2 in here. I'm just wondering if we do. There's only 3 options for the 12 cage, right? So if it was 9-3, then this cage would have to be 8-7-5. If we don't have a 9 in the, and I'm calling these 3 together a cage. They're not really, but we know those 3 sum to 20. If they don't have a 9, they have to be 8-7-5. Yeah. So if this was 9-3, these would have to be 8-7-5. These would be. Oh, well, actually, there's 2. Okay, let's think about it a different way. Forget that. There's 3 options for the 12, but we only have 2 options for the 13 cage because we already have a 1 and a 2, which is 3. The others need to add to 10. They can't be 9-1 and 8-2 because we already have the 1 and the 2. So they've got to be 3-7 or 4-6. Now, if it's 3-7, then this would have to be 4-8. If it's 4-6, then this could be 9-3 or 5-7. Shoot, I was hoping maybe it would limit it to 2 options here. Because if you do 1, 2, 4, 6, 9, 3. Yeah, that could work. Unfortunately. Okay, well, this one. It's not very limited, is it? Has a lot of options. I was trying to see. Oh, it can't be 9. It can't be 9 here because if this is 9, 14 minus 9 is 5, and you'd have to do 5 in 3 cells, which is impossible. The minimum you can do in 3 cells is 1, 2, and 3, which is 6. Can this be 4? If this is. No, it can't be 4. If this is 3-7, this one has to be 4-8. So the 4 is either in here or in here. So this can't be 4. But what about the 7? If this is 4-6, this could be 3-9, and you could have the 7 in here. Yeah. So our options, this is, I'm talking about total for right up here. I'm writing it in funny, but just to help me see it. So we could have, oh, I can't write 11. Okay, well, we could have 11, if it was 3. We could have 11, 9, 8, 7, 6. And, 8, 7, and 6 would require a 1. 9 would probably have a 1, but wouldn't have to. You could do 2, 3, 4. The 11 would definitely have options without a 1. Oh, but this cell, right, the knight's move. We got to remember the knight's move. It's easy to forget. So this cell right here actually sees this entire 15 cage because these two are in the same column, and these two it sees by knight's move. So, interesting. So let's see. So we said we don't have to have a 1, but if we don't have a 1, it would be 2, 3, 4, 5. So this would be, I'm wondering if that's going to be possible, because this would then not be 3 or 5, because remember it sees this whole cage. This would be 6, 7, or 8, which would make this one 6, 7, or 8 total. And the minimum you could do with this right here with 2, 3, 4, 5, the minimum we could put in here would be 1 and 6, which is already 7. And yeah, and so then you would have to, I mean, you've already got 1 and 6. The minimum you could put here would be 2, so this would be 9. But we can't do a 5 down here because the 5 is in here. So that's not possible. So what that tells us is there is a 1 in the 15 cage. There has to be a 1 in the 15 cage, otherwise it breaks the 14 cage. Let's use the right notation there. So therefore, if there's a 1 in the 14 cage, it will have to be over here. Now, could this be 3? If this is 3, this would have to be 1. 1, 2, 4, 8, or 1, 2, 5, 7, I think. Yeah, I think it'd have to be 1, 2, 4, 8 or 1, 2, 5, 7 if this was 3. One, 2, 4, 8 or 1, 2, 5, 7. If it's 1, 2, 4, 8. Now here's the thing. If this is 3, we can't put a 3 in here either because it's in the same cage. So if this is 1, 2, 4, 8, you can't use 1, 2, 3, or 4 in here. So these would have to be 5 and 6, which is already 11. And we would need 11 total. So 1, 2, 4, 8 wouldn't work if this is a 3. 1, 2, 5, 7. You'd already have used 1, 2, 3, 5, and 7. So you'd have 4 and 6 as the minimums, which is 10. And then you'd have a 1. So if this is a 3, this is a 1. If it's a 6, 7, or 8, this is a 1 because it requires a 1 in the cage. So the only way it might not need a 1 is if this is a 5, which gives us 9, and it was 2, 3, 4. If this is 2, 3, 4, I think that's also going to break because you don't have a 5 in here, and you would be losing 2 of 2, 3, 4 because they'd be here. So this would be like 1, 2, 6, 7, which is 16. So you can't do 2, 3, 4. If it's 6, 7, or 8, you have to have a 1. If it's 5, you have to have a 1 because you can't do 2, 3, 4. If it's a 3, you have to have a 1 over here. So this is a 1 no matter what. Which means these two are not 1s. They are 2s. And now we are off to the races. Although you have to be careful making that kind of claim because usually as soon as you say we're off to the races, you grind to a halt. And now the 3, 7 eliminates the 3 from here. So we know this is 5, 6, or 8, giving us well, plus the 1, so 6, 7, or 9 for these two, giving us 5, 7, or 8 in the middle here. Okay, anyways, this one can't be a 2. If there's a 2 in here, it's got to be there. These are not 3 or 7, so now you can't have 5 or 9. Those are 4, 8, which gives us 5, 6, 9 for our virtual 20 cage here. The 9 has to be over here. Now what do we do? Oh, and now we've limited this even more. So this is 5 or 6. This is 8 or 9. So it's either 1, 2, 5, 1, 2, 6, or 1, 3, 4. 3, 6. Because if it's no, that's not even right. It's more limited than that. So if this is 5, we need 9, and it can't be 3, 5. It would have to be 1, 2, 6, which would have to be in that order. If it's 6, you need 8, yeah, which could be 2, 5, or 3, 4. So yeah, those are our options. Okay. Now the 2. The 2. Oh, but it can be right there, yeah. Okay. The 2 can't be in any of those. I was going to say the 2 has to be in the 15 cage, but I don't know that that's true. But whichever one's here, the 5 or the 6, can't be in the 15 cage, and obviously can't be in this cage that it's connected to, so it's going to have to be in one of these 3. So there's a 5 or a 6 in one of those. And can we put an 8 or a 9 in the 15 cage? I'm not sure that we can. Let's see. If we put a 9, it would be 1 and 9 already is 10. You'd need 2 and 4 to finish out, or no, 2 and 3, sorry, to make 5 more. 1, 9, 2, 3. If you take 2 and 3 away from here, yeah, that you can't do that. You need a 2 or a 3 in here. So we can't put a 9 in there. So the 9 is in one of these. What about the 8? 1 and 8 is 9. You need 6 more, which would be 2 and 4. And again, you need a 2 or a 4 in here. So the 8 is also in here with a 5 or a 6. Because we said whichever one's here also has to be. So these are 8 and 9 and a 5 or a 6. Whichever one is in here. So where's the 7 go in box 5? The 7 is in here. These are 1, 7. And that's 8. We need 7 more, which has to be 2, 5, or 3, 4. It can't be 1, 6. Obviously, we'd be repeating a 1. So 2, 5, or 3, 4. So it can't be 1 or 2. So how do we determine that? Ah, that's interesting. All of these cells see that one because these are in the same row, and that sees it by knight's move. And we know there's a 1 and a 7 in here. So this can't be 1 or 7. So this is 2, 6, or 3, 5. And this can't be 2 because, again, all of these see it, and so does that one. And those are our options for 2s. Well, that one's not an option for 2. But the point is, all of our options for 2s in box 5 see that cell right there. So that can't be 2, which means that can't be 6. 2, 6, or 3, 5. Unfortunately, the 3, 5, and 6 don't work quite the same way. Because the 3 could be over here. Got a couple of options in the middle there. All right, let's look somewhere else. Can we do anything with this 14 cage? Well, it can't have a 9 in it. We know that much. Can it have... Ah. Now, 2 has to be down here. Could this have 2 in it? These would have to be 12. They couldn't be 4, 8, because you'd have no options there. They can't be 9, 3, because we know there's a 9 in there. So they would have to be 5, 7, which would make this 6, 9. That would put a 5 there. Seems possible. What about 4 in box 8? The 4 here eliminates it from those. By knight's move, it can't be here. And both of these cells in the 12 cage see that one. So the 4 has to be in one of those 2. Or if it's here, then it has to be down there. Can the 4 be in the 14 cage? That's a good question. We'd need 10 more. We couldn't do 9, 1. This would then be 8 if this was 4, so we couldn't do 8, 2. It'd have to be, we obviously couldn't do 4, 6. It'd have to be 3, 7. But I think that seems possible. think that's possible too. Okay, so we know a 4 is in one of these, which means you can't put a 4 in the middle here, because it both of those options see that center cell. One by knight's move, one in the column. So we're just kind of whittling away at our options in the middle here. The 20 cage. Oh, the 20 cage. The 20 cage. Look at this. So, this cell sees that one in the column and sees that one by knight's move. This cell sees that one in the row and that one by knight's move. These two cannot be either of those digits. And it obviously can't be that digit. So these cannot be 8 or 9. And they could be 5 or 6, but they can't be the same as the 5 or the 6 that's in here. Can this be 5 or 6 if those can't be 8 or 9? Let's say 6, the biggest one. Well, either way, if it's a 6 or a 5, the biggest these three can be is 5, 6, 7. Because if this isn't 8 or 9, we have 8 and 9 there, you can't put 8 or 9 in those. So 5, 6, 7, which is 18. So you can't do that. So this can't be 5 or 6. This has to be an 8 or a 9. Which means these are 11 or 12. Okay, so if they're 11, we can't use 8 or 9. So if they're 11, you would need 4, 7, and we can't do 5, 6, because 5 or 6, one of the two is going to be in here and eliminated from here. So these would have to be 4, 7 if it's a 9. If it's an 8, you need 12. You can't do 9, 3, or 8, 4. You'd have to do 7, 5. So there's a 7 in here. And both of those see that middle cell. Which is what got me looking at those in the first place, actually, because we removed the 4 from here. And I was thinking, man, if we can just narrow down this center cell, and I noticed both of those see the middle cell, and then saw both of those see those. So anyways, there's a 7 in here. 3, 5. Oh, but we still have two options because we said it was 2, 5 or 3, 4. So let's think. If this was, so for this to be 5, 7, this had to be 8. And these would then have to be 6 and 9. So if this is 5, 7, you have 8, 6, and 9. You can still do 2, 5, or 3, 4 in here. Oh, but this one sees both cells in the 8 cage. So whether this is a 3 or a 5, that digit cannot be in the 8 cage. So therefore, you cannot put 3 and 5 in this cage. This is 6 and 2. And that eliminates 2 from here. So you can't have a 5 or 6. This is 3, 4. And now we know this one is 2, 5. And that 5 means these are not 5s, so these are 6, 8, and 9. Do we know if the right? And the 5 means these can't be 5s because we said those saw that center cell. So these are 4, 7, giving us a 9 there. These are not 9s, so those are a 6, 8 pair. Now the 3, 4 here, we have 1, 3, and 4, which is 8, so the other one has to be 6, plus we said before. Oh, well, and the 5, yeah. Lots of reasons this has to be a 6 now, but... what does that do for us? Well, the 6 here removes the 6 from there. Actually, what can be here now? Because it can't be 1, 2, 3, or 4. Oh, we can move the 6 here, actually, because of the 6 there. But 1, 2, 3, and 4, 6, 5, and 9. The only options are 7 and 8 right there. And what does that do? Um, 7. If this is 7, That's 4, so this would be 8. This is 7, it forces that to be an 8. Because 7 would make this a 4, which would then make that an 8. If this is an 8, because it sees that one by knight's move, it would force this to be an 8. So if this is a 7, this is an 8. If this is an 8, this is an 8 either way. 4. Oh, but it doesn't feed back into this one, does it? Nope, but this is not a 4. So now we know there's a 4 down here and a 2 down here. These are a 2-4 pair because there's the 2-4 here and the 2s and 4s over here. Give us a 2-4 pair there. Now that we've got the 8 and the 5 and the 9 and all that, this might be more limited. So the 2 needed 12. Can't be 9, 3, 8, 4, 7, 5. You can't put the 2 in there. So this is a 4. And the 4 needs 10, which can't be 9, 1, or 8, 2, or 6, 4, so it has to be 3, 7. And both of those see that one, so it can't be a 7. It's got to be an 8, 6, 8. What do we have left here? 1 and 6, and the 6 there is going to give us the order of those. The 4 here sees that one by knight's move, so we get 3, 4, and... Oh, I thought maybe it was going to give us the 7 there. Nope. Well, this one can't be 2. I should have seen that a long time ago, obviously. And this one can't be 7, because of that 7. This cage didn't quite work the way I thought it was going to. I thought we were going to get a cell here that would eliminate it from there. And we kind of did, but it was really more both of these because we don't know which one is which yet. So that worked differently than I expected. And it actually helped with down here too more than I thought. So that was... I was sort of assuming this cage was going to be sort of a later disambiguation on that one cell. But it was more involved in the solve than I thought it was going to be. All right, anyways. 5, 7, and 9 to finish the row. Do we know anything about those? I don't think so. I can't say too much about those. 1, 1. Oh, there's a 1 in the middle, and that one can't be because of those. So this is a 1, which is then going to give us the 2. We still can't get the 1, 7. 3, 4. These are 5, 8, and 9. This one can't be 8, and that one can't be 5 because of these up here. So 3 and 7 are definitely in here. But don't know. You could also have 5, 8, and 9 in there. These definitely have a 6. It's 5, 6, 8, 9. There's definitely a 6 in here, but okay, what about up here? Is there anything we can do up here? 4s. 4s. Here, here, here. So it has to be in one of these two, and that one sees the 4 by knight's move there. So this is a 4. There's a 4 up there. There's a 4 up there. Here. So we have 4s in all of those. Doesn't seem super helpful. There's probably a knight's move thing I'm not seeing. That's usually the way these types of puzzles go. 7, 5, 6, 8, 9. You know, like there's a 3 looking at a 2, 3 pair or something like that. Is there a 5 or a 9 looking at these that I'm not seeing? I think so. Well, the 9 in this box can't be in any of those. Oh, so right. So this 9 eliminates 9s from all of those. So the 9 has to be in one of those two, making this a 5, not a 9. So there was something, but it wasn't quite as obvious as I was worried about. And now this 9 sees that one, which gives us a 9 there. So these are 5 and 7. And both of these cells see that one, so it can't be a 7. Because there's a 7 in one of these two, and both of them see that one. This one by Knight's Move, that one in the column. So that gives us that. And this 7 now sees that 1, 7, giving us the order of those. These cannot be 5. So we have a 5 down here, which gives us 5 in the middle here because of these 5s. And that now sees there, giving us that 5. The 8 here sees that one. That's one of those obvious things I was talking about. This is 3, 7, and 8. This one can't be 3. That one can't be 7. Oh, this one also can't be 8. So this is 7. 3, 8. The 8 there sees that one. And now that 3 sees the 3, 7 there. This 7 sees the 3, 7 up there, making that a 3, 7. Can't quite get the 6 and the 9 yet. What's left in the row here? 3, 7, 8, 9. These can't be 8 and 9. So those are 3 and 7. And the 7 down there gives us the order of those. These are 1 and 5. And that 5 gives us the order of those. These are not 3 or 7. That 8 by Knight's Move. 2, 3, and 6. We have a 2, 3 there, putting the 6 right there. So these are 2 and 3. Can we get those? I don't think we can yet. Okay, we're building our way up. Are we escaping from the surface of Mars, I guess? We're building up. We're lifting off. We're launching towards the moon up here, I guess. Or is that the Earth? I'm not sure. Maybe it's the sun. I don't know. I feel like it's not the sun just because it's gray. That's why I immediately think of moon, but that's just because it's a gray circle. Because that's how these puzzles work. All right. Oh, the 9 here gives us the 6 and the 9. See, if I just chat enough, I'll see something. 3, 4, and 8 up there. These are 1, 2, and 6. And these are 5, 7, and 9. The 7 there eliminates 7s from both of those, giving us that 7 there. These two are 5 and 8. Not seeing anything from that yet. The 3 here means that can't be a 3. This can't be a 6. This can't be a 1. The 4 here. So that's an 8. Nice. Okay. I think that's all I can get right there right now. So these are 1, 2, and 3. The 2 and the 1 right there. See that cell? So that's not a 3. These are 4, 6, and 9. That one sees the 6. This one sees the 9 over here. Okay. 4, 7, and 9. These two can't be 7s because of these over here. That gives us a 7 up there. 4 and 9. The 9 here gives us the 4. 9, 4, 6, 9. That 9 is going to give us the 5 and the 9. And that 5 is going to give us the 8 and the 5. The 4 gives us the 3 and the 4. And that's all we get. Got 1, 2, and 5 to finish the row here. This one can't be 5, so we have a 1, 2 pair. Gives us a 5 there. Okay, what else? We've got 2, 3, and 8 to finish the column here. The 8 up there means that's not an 8, so the 8 has to be there because this 2, 3 pair. Okay, and this is the odd digit is going to finish off this thing for us, isn't it? We've got 1, 2, and 6 for the row. 1, 2, 3, and 6 there. and it has to be, because it's odd, it can't be 2 and 6. And now where do we put a 6 in this column? This has to be the 6. It's going to give us 2 1 6 1 2 3 1 2 3 2. Our time returns green, just like the Martians, and that means we are done. That is the solution to Postcard from Mars by Glum Hippo, aka Philipp Blume. And that was a really cool puzzle. That was a lot of fun. I'm a fan of outer space and NASA and SpaceX and all that, and so I'm a sucker for an outer space themed puzzle. But that was also just really cool. Very good use of the Knights move. That made it a little bit tricky. Especially the way these cages were arranged in here, so that all of these saw the middle one, and all of these saw this whole cage, and so they were just, this one needed lower digits and this one needed some higher digits, and it just restricted what we could put in there. And yes, very neat. Very fun. I enjoyed that a lot. Hopefully you guys liked it. Let me know what you thought in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe so that we can release that puzzle hunt. I'm excited to I want to send it out there to people and have them solve it. Now that I've kind of got it put together and I've had somebody test it and they enjoyed it, that makes me want to release it even more. So we got to get to that 500 subscribers mark to do that. So and I've got more things coming up in the future, so stay tuned. I've got some exciting things that I'll just tease you about for now. Some exciting puzzle things coming up. So there we go. That's all I've got. Hope you guys enjoyed that, and I'll see you again soon with another puzzle. Thanks. Bye.